Merry Christmas, time travelers. Today's going to be an eventful day, not only as we celebrate Christmas with our friends and family, but also as we travel back in time. Some may know the history of Christmas, some may not know. Some may also know that Christmas is celebrated worldwide. Though the precise date of is unclear, Christmas is known for Jesus' birthday, is celebrated on this day, having been first identified as the date of Jesus' birth by Sextus Julius Africanus in 221. In 1066, William I was crowned King of England, formally completing the Norman conquest. Several centuries later, in 1776, during the American Revolution, General George Washington crossed the Delaware River and surprised the British at Trenton, New Jersey. 1821 was the birth of Clara Barton, who was born in Oxford, Massachusetts. She was the founder of the American Red Cross. Come along to 1938, when Germany celebrated Christmas in the traditional manner and disregarded Nazi Winter Solstice Festival. Moving on to 1948, when a complete blackout throughout Israel is ordered following Arab air raids on Israeli cities. In 1950, Tibet's ruler, the Dalai Lama, was reported to be fleeing southward from Canvan from Lhasa, which is the capital. On this day in 1955, Communist China and Eastern Germany signed Peking a treaty of friendly cooperation and protocol for cultural cooperation. 7 years later, in 1962, the film adaptation Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird premiered and became a classic, especially noted for Gregory Peck's portrayal as Artis Finch. 6 years later, in 1968, Queen Elizabeth II made a call for radical tolerance for her annual Christmas message in Britain and the Commonwealth. In 1974, a cyclone struck Darwin, Australia, destroying 90% of the city and killing 47 people in what was described as the worst natural catastrophe in Australia's history. 3 years after this event, in 1977, Charlie Chaplin, the British comedic actor and director, who is widely regarded as one of the most important figures in motion picture history, passed away in Courseulles-sur-Mer, Switzerland. In 1983 brought us Egypt and Jordan signing a new protocol that, according to Egypt's economy and trade minister, signified the resumption of trade and economic and financial relations between the two countries. Jordan and most other Arab countries had imposed economical and political boycott on Egypt after President Anwar al-Sadat signed a peace treaty with Israel in 1979. Jordan's King Hussein was expected to urge other Arab leaders to follow his lead in renewing their relations with Egypt. In 1987, landslides and severe flooding claimed the lives of at least 92 people in Sazwi, Indian. I'm not entirely sure where that is. I kind of sucked at geography. 1987 also brought us torrential rains in Minas Gerais State, Brazil, in late December, causing heavy flooding after river burst its banks and swept people, animals, and vehicles through streets, leaving at least 12 people are unknown dead. In 1989 is when Romania's first couple was executed. 1989 also brought us heavy tropical rains in northeastern Brazil, causing extensive flooding, claiming the lives of 35 people and leaving some 200 million homeless. 1991 was when Malachi Gavinsky resigned the presidency of Soviet Union, which ceased to exist at the end of the year. 2002 is when Russia and Iran agreed to speed up completions of nuclear power plant. The U.S. opposed the cooperation, fearing that Iran would use the plant to develop nuclear weapons. In 2004, in St. Peter's Square in Vatican City, Pope John Paul II delivered his Christmas greeting in 62 languages to the crowds and prayed for peace. Moving forward in the timeline to 2005, Libya's Supreme Court overturns the conviction of 5 Bulgarian nurses and a Palestinian doctor who had been found guilty of infecting hundreds of children with HIV and has been sentenced to death. The court orders that a new trial to be held. The following year, in 2006, American singer and songwriter James Brown, known as the Godfather of Soul, passed away at the age of 73. 2006 also brought us British and Iraqi forces storming a police station in Basra, Iraq, killing 7 people and rescuing 127 prisoners who had been tortured and faced likely execution. The police unit had been infiltrated by death squads. The following year, in 2007, a suicide truck bomber rams his vehicle into a group of people waiting in line for cooking gas in Baiji, Iraq. At least 25 people are killed. And now I'll let you get back to your celebrations with your family. Until tomorrow.